In a small village near a dense forest lived a poor but hard-working woodcutter named Ramesh. He went to the forest every day, chopped wood, and sold it in the market to earn a living. He was honest and kind and never took more than he needed. One day, while Ramesh was chopping wood near the river, his axe suddenly slipped from his hand and fell into the deep river. He was very sad and worried because that was his only axe and he didn't have money to buy a new one. "Oh no, how will I chop wood now?" he said sadly and sat by the river. Suddenly, the water of the river started to shine and a beautiful goddess appeared. She was the goddess of the river. The goddess looked at Ramesh kindly and asked, "Why are you sad, dear woodcutter?" Ramesh bowed respectfully and said, "Oh goddess, my axe has fallen into the river and I cannot work without it." The goddess smiled and said, "Don't worry, I will help you." Saying this, the goddess disappeared into the river. After a few moments, the goddess came out of the water, holding a shiny golden axe. She asked, "Is this your axe?" Ramesh was surprised to see the golden axe, but he honestly shook his head and said, "No, goddess, this is not my axe. My axe was made of iron." The goddess smiled again and went back into the river. This time, when she returned, she had a silver axe in her hand. She asked again, "Is this your axe?" Ramesh looked at the axe and said, "No, goddess, my axe was not made of silver either. It was a simple iron axe." The goddess was pleased with Ramesh's honesty and went into the river a third time. When she returned, she had an old rusty iron axe in her hand. She asked, "Is this your axe?" Ramesh's eyes lit up with joy. "Yes, goddess, this is my axe. Thank you very much." The goddess was very happy with Ramesh's honesty and said, "You could have taken the gold and silver axes, but you chose the path of truth. Therefore, I reward you with all 3 axes." Ramesh was surprised and grateful. He happily took the axes and thanked the goddess. When Ramesh returned to the village, he told his friends about the incident. Everyone was impressed by his honesty. But there was also a greedy woodcutter in the village, named Raju. He heard this story and thought, "If I drop my axe into the river, maybe the goddess will give me gold and silver axes." The next day, Raju went to the river. He pretended to chop wood and then deliberately threw his axe into the water. Then he started crying loudly, "Oh no, my axe has fallen into the water. What will I do now?" After a while, the river goddess appeared and asked, "Why are you crying?" Raju pretended to be sad and said, "Oh goddess, my axe has fallen into the river and I cannot work without it." The goddess smiled and went into the river. When she returned, she had a shiny golden axe in her hand. She asked, "Is this your axe?" Raju's eyes lit up with greed. He immediately said, "Yes, goddess, this is my axe." But the goddess looked at him with a deep gaze and said angrily, "You are lying, Raju. This is not your axe." The goddess was very angry with Raju's dishonesty. "You chose lies over honesty. Therefore, you will not get your own axe back either." Saying this, the goddess disappeared into the river and Raju was left empty-handed. Raju returned to the village with regret. People laughed at his foolishness and said, "Greed and dishonesty have no reward." On the other hand, Ramesh continued to live his life with hard work and honesty. He earned some money with the gold axe, kept the silver axe as a precious gift, and continued to chop wood with his old iron axe every day. His honesty not only made him wealthy, but also earned him the respect of everyone in the village. Honesty always pays off. Greed and lies have bad consequences. Speaking the truth brings success and respect in life.